I'm Vikramaditya here, and welcome to our channel. In this session, I'm going to quickly discuss with you all 10 things you must do on your interview day. I'm specifically talking about the face to face interview or maybe a telephonic as well. So, these are the things that we have to make sure we do it. It might be a telephonic round, or it might be a video call interview, so whatever it might be. So these are the 10 steps that you have to follow, and these things looks pretty simple, but these affect a lot on your entire interview. The first and foremost thing is the before day of the interview. You need to have sound sleep. That's very very important, because when you have enough time, enough sleep, the mind happens to be sound, and you tend to think faster, and you would be active comparatively when you don't have the sound sleep. So if you observe your experiences in the past, and if you have not had a good sleep, then the next day you'd be drowsy. Your mind doesn't work that fast. It's a very very important step that you have to do, that you need to have good sleep, at least say somewhere around 8 to 9 hours of sleep is good for you. And for some of us, even 6 to 7 hours also is sufficient, but not less than 6 hours. So that's something which we call it as sound sleep, which needs to happen before that. And um, and then just before the day, you need to make sure that you don't have heavy dinner or something like that. You need to have light dinner or supper at the one day before. And on the day of interview as well, what you need to eat is something which you can easily digest, and not heavy food. So eat light. That's something which you need to do. And if you have tea and coffee, yes, you can have tea and coffee, but eat light. That's the second step, because your body supports you well when you have a very balanced diet. And we normally, uh, you know we already know that food needs to be taken as a medicine. Like, so it's not, you should not have a big feast. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you need to fresh up on the day of interview, and wear perfect clothes, because it's not that okay. So the question is, dress well. Now, here, most of us think that, if I'm not attending a face-to-face round, and I'm going for just a telephonic round, so what does dress do in this? How does it play a active role? The way you dress gives you a different kind of a thinking. So if I dress in a night dress, then it will be a different thought process would happen in your mind. And if you're well dressed in a formals, it will be a different thing. So and the second point you need to dress well is because suddenly someone in the panel might say you that, please come on video, instead of normal call. So that can happen even in the telephonic rounds as well. Most of us experience that. So it's very important that you dress well, and you don't have to panic when they say, immediately come on a video call. So that's something which we have to do. And you need to make sure that you dress well, in the sense it includes everything, like, making you should make yourself in such a way that you feel good about yourself. Okay, so that's something which we need to take care of. And that's the third point that we have. And uh, even when you have liquids, like, water especially, don't have too much of water. If at all, if it's a long interview, you feel uncomfortable in the middle, you might again have to ask for a break, which might not be possible every time. So even drink enough, I mean, like, enough water, but not too much of water. In general, some of us have a practice of having 1 liter of water early in the morning, so something like that. But make sure that you don't have a huge amount of water at least 1 hour before the interview. So in that 1 hour, you make sure that you have just you're sipping water, not, and you make sure that you actually don't dry up. Okay, so you need to be you need to keep yourself hydrated. Now, the next thing that we have to have is a kind of a meditation or relaxation. It might be something like it might be a relaxation, it might be a prayer, or it might be a meditation, or whatever you call it. Keep yourself blank for at least 5 to 10 minutes. 15 minutes before the call, keep yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes, cool yourself, and get that confidence that yes, I'm going to crack it. So give yourself a positive kind of a feedback, I mean, like atmosphere, attitude. And so with that positive attitude, the way you talk would be very very act influential, like the interviewer gets impressed kind of when you relax and talk. So don't hurry up, that's very important. And these are the things that we have to do before taking up the interview. And during the interview, we need to make sure that if it's a face to face, you will be in their premise, that's not an issue. But you have telephonic round, make sure you don't get huge amount of background noises. That's very irritating for the interviewers. And so no huge background noise. Make sure you stay in some such a place where you don't have the background noise. And when I'm taking the interview, I personally realized that uh, there are certain kind of headphones that people use, which actually creates in which we listen to the background noise more than the candidate's noise. So that's something which would be very irritating. So make sure that your audio system is perfectly well, especially when you're in the telephonic round, and your signals are good. But when it comes to the face-to-face round, you need to make sure that your voice is right and your attitude is correct. So this is very important that we have to follow. Relaxation just 5 to 10 minutes before that. And make sure that you sit in a place where we have enough time. And if you're in a face-to-face interview, try to be try to carry a small smile on your face. It gives a confidence, it shows that you're very confident about it. So a smile, a simple smile, not a huge laugh. Huge laugh makes it very uncomfortable for the interviewer. A simple smile, to show that you're confident. I know every one of us will be very, kind of you get kind of uncomfortable when you are going for the interview. Sometimes you would like to quit because you're not prepared well. These all things normally happen for everyone. So keep them fine, because there might be a chance that they might be asking you something which you already know. So till there you have come. So do not keep a step back, move ahead, and make sure that you give yourself a positive uh, you know mm, push that you're going to make it. And then what we need to do during the interview is listen properly. This is something which most of the participants will actually do it, but unknowingly some people try to interrupt the question or something like that. Let the interviewer complete what they want to say, and then you start speaking. And when you are speaking, if the interviewer interrupts in the middle, please stop. Do not This is not a competition of you, whether you speak more or the interviewer speaks more. It's all about what kind of impression you are leaving on the interviewer while you are going out or ending the interview. So that's very important. And you always have to be positive, which we anyways know that. And what you need to keep ready is your hard copy of your resume hard copy, whether it might be a telephonic round or a face-to-face round. Keep always your resume hard copy with you, because that's very important. People used to do that, but in the recent interviews I've seen that they're trying to open that resume in their phone, which doesn't look good in that particular time. So keep that ready, so that like you can just refer to that. If somebody is asking something, you need to sometimes refer to it. In fact, the entire resume needs to be known by us, thoroughly, but still you need to have that. And it reduces the kind of a panic that we have. These are the very important elements that we have. And make sure that you have enough air. It's you get enough air during this interview, because unknowingly, like people sit in closed rooms. So make sure that at least after a few minutes you get a fresh breath of air, if possible. That's very important, because air also, fresh air also, changes the way you think, and the way the brain functions. So fresh air is very important, if at all, if you are in the telephonic round. And so that's something which we have to know. And slight do some slight research about the project, what exactly the client thinks, and what exactly is the company. So you can just get an overview of the company, or try to understand if there are some interviews already been done by any of your friends for the same company, so you can understand what exactly they expect in the interview. So these all things. And so you might get a question that, I'm focusing on fresh air. So if it's a face-to-face interview, then what? The fresh air, I can't go to the corridor and stand. So how do I do that? So breathe in deep breaths. Take some 3 or 4 deep breaths before you get into the interview. So that's very important. So it'll actually cool up you. And all these steps are just to make sure that your brain works actively and you don't get panic. So that's very important. And I'm going to continue this in the coming session. What exactly you need, you need to do. I'm going to come back with a few more suggestions about the interview. Do let me know your suggestions in the comment box, so I'd be happy to implement them in the coming videos. Thank you. Have a great day.